Okay, and go ahead and state your name, spell your name,
Sure.
and then say where you work.
My name is Jason LaFontaine, Jason, LA capital Fontaine. I am enrolled member of the Turtle Mountain Band of Chippewa, but I was born and raised in Seattle, Washington. So I'm pretty much an urban Indian. I've only been back to my own reservation probably about 4 times in my 40 years. So I work for the Puget Sound Educational Service District, and that is the largest educational service district in the state of Washington. We're based basically in Seattle, just a little town just south of Seattle, but basically in Seattle. And I run the Title VII Indian Education Program. I serve 1,200 Native American students, or sometimes I like to call them students with Native heritage, because they are not enrolled, and some of them don't know a lot about their native culture, and they go from those 1,200 students go from not barely being able to know the name of the tribe, if really not knowing the name of their tribe, to being enrolled and knowing all about their tribe. And my school districts are down in the Tacoma area, so I have 5 different school districts that we serve, and it's about 110 different tribes that are represented. Seattle, the Northwest area is a huge relocation area for many tribes. So we don't really have, but in our area there's 3 main tribes: the Puyallup tribe, the Muckleshoot tribe, and then the Squally tribe. And so we do have communication and relations with them, but nothing specific where they come in and work with our students. They do provide some funding from some of their casino game. Luckily, because we live on the I-5 corridor there, the casinos there have done fairly well. Some of them done really well, and some okay. So they have some funding that they give us that helps us pay for, not for staff or anything, but it helps us pay for student activities and field trips, some cultural events, things like that. So I think that's about the main thing. We provide what our program does is we have 6 coordinators that go out and they work direct service, pull-out service with the students in. I think we have about 85 schools that we serve, and we probably go to about 70 of them a week, and we work with as many students as we can who are interested. Some students aren't interested or aren't able to come, but we provide literacy. We do a culturally responsive education through literacy support. So we have a massive library that we've built up over the last 20 years, probably the last 10 years. Our agency has done Title VII work for about 35 years. So we've kind of built up a good trust with the 5 districts that we work with, and we provide culturally responsive education through literacy by using our library. Has about 5,000 books from K all the way to college, or K-12, and our staff just each week pull out a book, use that with the student, or use the same book for a month, or sometimes it's just a short story in a book, and we talk about many different kinds of issues in Indian education, or different kind of we talk about. Start that over. I just keep thinking that sounds terrible. We use the books to talk about issues, Native history, contemporary issues, all the way back to pre-contact, and we give the students a chance to learn what they're not learning in the public school. And oftentimes after a lesson, the students will be like, "Wow, I had no idea this was our history. This really happened." They have no idea about boarding schools. They have no idea about AIM, or they have no idea about about the casinos. Like, why do they have casinos, and they don't know anything about sovereignty. So we're able to provide that information, and we also provide information or knowledge to the teachers in the school districts. We do classroom presentations so all students can learn. We have district contacts that we meet with to say, here's the data that we're getting, because our data is more accurate than their data, because they just have the state data. And a lot of our students, of course, who are multiracial, their parents don't mark Native as their first race, and so they automatically go into, when they're looking at our state data, they're not represented except for under white or African American or Latino. So we're able to say, we're able to go to the district and say, well, you only say you have 20 Native American 12th graders. Well, we actually see that you have 45, and here's the data we have on that. So it helps them out a little bit.
Well, I guess the maybe a little reflection on the background of your program. Your program comes out of the push to public schools from the BIE getting out of Indian education, closing down a lot of schools historically, and pushing a lot of kids, tribal kids, out to the public schools, and then so this gave rise to this legislation. Maybe talk about how you find yourself in the middle of this now in a contemporary sense, but reflect on the history.
Sure. Well, I see it, it's personal to me because I grew up urban Indian in the Seattle school district where I was never pulled out for being for any kind of Native support. It was just the only Native time I ever read about Native Americans was Pocahontas and Sacagawea, and that was it. My parents divorced when I was 4, but my Native family was always around. My dad was around, so I knew I was Native. But we had, we came to my grandfather or my dad and my grandparents relocated from Turtle Mountain in the mid-50s during the kind of relocation time. And so they kind of assimilated. So they kept their Native heritage, but they also very easily kind of assimilated into the Seattle city, the big city lifestyle. And so, we don't speak, Chippewa, we don't speak Ojibwe around our house. My grandparents don't speak it or anything, but they always go back. They used to always go back every summer, and so I used to go with them every now and then. So being an urban Indian and being of a multiracial, my dad's Turtle Mountain, but my mother is Italian and Swedish. So I get my Swedish grandfather used to sing Happy Birthday at every single birthday. So for 7 or 8 birthdays a year, we learned to sing Yol Molden Eva, which was May You Live to Be 100 in Swedish. So we'd sing. So I kind of learned that in Swedish part, but I never really had that in my native side. So I always knew I was multiracial, but it wasn't until high school that I started reading. I read The Long Death, I believe is the name of the book. My dad had this original copy, and I just had it at the house. I read that in the 11th grade. I was like, oh my God. That was like my first experience really getting into Native history and who we were as people. And so for me to be able to bring that to these students well before they're in 11th grade is the important work that I see that my program does. I've hired great staff that are able to work with these students. Most of them are Native, and the ones who aren't Native, they have like a Native heart. They understand that we have monthly staff meetings, monthly professional development meetings where we get a chance to talk and learn. So everybody's really on board with how to, what's going on in Indian education, or how we're going to perform better with our students. So for me, like I said, it's just personal because I want students to know that I don't want them to never learn their Native history, and I think it's important for them to know it as early as they can because a lot of our kids are looking for something to connect with, and they're always connecting to other cultures. I know a lot of Native students connect with the kind of the hip hop culture. Because that's just I don't know if that's I've been aging myself, but that seems to be the culture of the youth. I want our kids to be able to be proud of who they are and say, I'm Native American and I'm fine with that, and I'm proud to be that. And by the way, just because I'm Native American doesn't mean I'm going to be bad at math, be mad at science, or did you know that Native Americans helped create the Constitution? I want them to not look at them as through the lens of the kind of the white education system. I want them to look at through the lens of I want them to see Native role models that come out and work with them every day, every week. I want them to.
Well, that's okay. But it's just great stuff there.
So
I appreciate it. It's important that this